Eventually.
Julian,
Hey,
hey man,
there he is. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. You are in Washington and I'm in Florida.
You know what? And the sun's out for both of us. I'm hoping so.
It's not, dude. It's actually like a rainy Seattle day
Ooh,
today here at the church. Yeah, it's
rough.
so we're connected in more ways than one.
That is so amazing, bro. Well, we have the sun. It is beautiful. It's going to be like 80 degrees in Washington, which is a beautiful thing for us. You know, you lived here
Yeah,
for so
dude.
many years.
Oh yeah, it's like the New Jerusalem when it's sunny in Seattle. It is beautiful,
It is the
man.
promised land.
Yeah, absolutely.
People always tell me all the time, man, I don't know how you live out there because from New Mexico, where we had sun
Right,
300 days of the year, coming here,
right.
they're like, how you live there? But I'm telling you, like, it's the rain is worth it when the sun comes out.
No, totally, man. That's awesome. I'm jealous, bro. I wish I was there with you.
Hey, we're so excited to have you on here, bro.
Thanks for having me, man.
It's been quite a journey watching you and all that you've been doing for Jesus, and the
Awesome.
favor. I feel like the favor of the Lord is on you, but I
Oh,
know
thanks,
also
man.
that you work really hard at everything you do, and the people need to hear from you and a person like
Thanks,
you. So
man.
we're excited to have you, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Why don't you do this real quick? Can you just give us a little quick rundown of just who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Yeah, my name is Chase. I live in Lakeland, Florida. I'm the creative pastor at GraceCity Church. It's a Hillsong family church that we planted 3 years ago with a bunch of us. My old youth pastor, Andrew Gard, who was also on staff at Motion Church, the artist formerly known as Foursquare Church,
Yeah.
where Julian is. And we both moved here to work at Southeastern University in 2012, and then 3 years ago planted the church Grace City, and it's gone awesome. Learned a ton. So Jasmine French said GC Gang. She's one of our interns at the church, and so we've been just having so much fun. Something like 50 plus people have moved down from Seattle, which is crazy,
Why?
which is wild. So we're with friends and family. Just made all kinds of new friends and family down here, and I met a Cuban girl. I saw someone say, "What's up?" from Cuba. I met a Cuban girl in LA when I was in college, and she was originally from Melbourne Beach, and so now we're here working together in Central Florida, and married that Cuban girl, and so I'm the creative pastor at the church over kind of worship and photo, video, website, graphic design, social media. So it's definitely a lot, but any church planners out there, anybody that's on staff at local churches know that you're never just doing one thing, and you're figuring it out. So so that's kind of what I do.
That's so fun, bro. Yeah, many
Yeah,
hats,
man.
especially creative
Yeah, no
pastors. I
doubt.
feel like they're the ones who wear the most hats because they got worship, they got production, they got
Sure,
social
sure,
media,
sure.
they got all this stuff that they're overseeing. But you guys do an amazing job. I love getting on Instagram and just watching what you guys do on Sundays. And
Thanks,
it's
man.
been a journey watching you guys just grow a church from nothing 3 years ago to two full on campuses with
Yeah.
buildings.
Hmm.
You guys are putting out music. You guys are doing amazing things, and it's just like for me, I'm sitting back and I'm a champion of people. That's what I do. That's just like my
Sure,
bread
totally,
and butter. That's where I live.
totally.
And
Yeah,
so when I see people like you just doing what you're doing, my heart just explodes with excitement because I get to see God move in the whole new way, but in the same way that He always has. That's the greatest thing about our God.
totally,
He's the
totally.
same yesterday, today, and forever. And what He's doing in you guys, He's done before, but it's so fresh for your
Right,
city. It's so fresh for the
right.
people that are there, and it's
Totally,
still so exciting to watch to see it grow and
totally.
become something.
That's
Um,
awesome, man. Well, right
yeah,
back
bro.
to you, Julian. Campus pastor, worship leader, creative guy, blogger. I've been a fan of you for a long time, man. So I'm glad that we get to chat finally.
Just trying to stay busy. When you're a campus pastor, but you're a creative guy, like
Right.
creative pastor is who I am naturally.
Yeah.
And then I got asked to be the campus pastor, so it was one of those like, man, I gotta have an outlet. I have to have
Yeah.
something where I'm creating, doing something. So for me, this is
Totally.
an outlet. This is my
There
way
you
of
go.
just
Here we are
being creative and still championing people and do what I love to do.
on a Monday.
Hey,
Happy
Star
Monday, man.
Wars. Someone just says Star Wars.
Yeah. That's Jesse,
So
one of our
fun.
electric players. Yeah. That's awesome.
Love it. Hey, can you just, well, I just want the people to hear from you in ways. I know that like as a musician and as a writer and as a creative, sometimes my journey can be a little difficult. It could be in a way like I see people be successful and I look at myself and I go, man, like, what am I not doing right? Why am I not being successful in what I do?
Totally.
Can you just give us a little rundown of what your journey's been like? Because people would look at you, and people probably don't know this about you if you're joining in live. Like, I don't know if you know this about Chase, but he wrote a little song, and it's called what's it called again? Living with a Fire.
Living with a Fire, yeah.
He wrote Living with a Fire, and you probably heard it on Jesus Culture album if you didn't hear GraceCity's album first. But it's one of those things, and people would look at you and go, oh my gosh, he's did it, he made it. You know, how did he get there? He has the favor on him. But I know that it's more than that. It's a journey. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, totally. I think like on the broad like cosmic level, like obviously I think we all feel that way, man. And I think we're all, especially as artists, maybe insecure people, you know. And I think we're all like, even as humans, and of course with social media, we're only seeing everybody's highlights, and you're not seeing you know, the downsides. Like I've had an amazing year, man. Like obviously like with that song or whatever, but you know, we've also had crazy trials this year. Like my daughter was born with like four holes in her heart. My firstborn daughter, and we just had crazy, you know, just things. So like you don't see that stuff on Instagram. You know what I mean? And then I think as far as being like a creative person, just putting one foot in front of the other. I'm just going to talk like, you know, on a broad level, like just continue to create. I think some people, because maybe of social media, you're just afraid to put stuff out because you're afraid it's not going to be cool enough, or you're afraid that it's not going to be as impactful as something else or somebody else. But just putting one foot in front of the other, staying planted, not looking for the next like best thing of who's going to prop me up and who's going to, what church or what like project or whatever is going to like get me discovered, but just like staying planted.
Yes.
I'm a 6 on the Enneagram, so I'm like a loyalist, right? So like, like I'm always just with the people that I know and loyal to the people that I know, and I don't talk bad about the people that I know, and I don't like, and the people that I really run with. I'm just putting one foot in front of the other, you know what I mean? Of just like continuing to put stuff out, and then eventually, you do get that song, or you get that thing that maybe other people can really hold on to. But besides that, like don't do it for that. Do it for because it's fun and it gives you life, and you're doing it with your friends. You know, it's like, as far as my journey, like you know, I grew up at Motion Church, which is the artist formerly known as Pure Foursquare, and that was a place that I really loved doing music with my best friends, you know, and that's what that was about at first, was just fun, and was just like creative projects, and not like trying to make money, or like, you know, like I never got a paycheck from Pure Foursquare ever, and I never made any money from Pure Foursquare. That was just, you know, from the time I was 14 years old to, you know, all my time, even through college, coming back, whatever, up until the time I was married. Like that was just my home and my church. And that's where, you know, I love being creative with my friends, and being, you know, huddling up and writing songs together, and coming up with song arrangements together, and album artwork together, and services together, and all that kind of stuff was just so fun for me. And I really fell in love with that. And you know, when I was 14, I had great pastors, you know, Chad Beach was there, Andrew Gard was there, Mark Wymore, who pastors Soul Church now in San Diego, just people that I just really, really loved, and I thought were cool. But also we took the time to hang out with a 14-year-old, you know, and give him rides to school, and like talk about the things of God, and meet him at Starbucks before school and stuff like that. So those kind of things had a big impact on my life, for sure.
Yeah, that's huge, man. I think you hit it right on the money. Like we focus so many times, our personal vendetta comes in place, and we say, man, I want to become something. I want to be known. I want to, you know, create for the best artists out there, or whatever it is. Because we have a lot of graphic designers who follow us, a lot of worship pastors and churches and stuff. And I know that it's the struggling artist thing that we see a lot. And I'm just telling you, like what you said exactly is just do it. Just have fun, you know, just do it because you love it. Don't do it because you're trying to become somebody who everybody knows. And I think God will honor that. I think God will bless that and honor that. And I think that everything that we do when we give our lives completely to Him, just like that, and you just serve, man, I feel like our generation in a way has lost the art of just serving, you know, like we all want to be known, but I think God's called us to just serve, and he's saying, hey, when you serve, I will bless that more than you'll ever know. And it might be 10 years from now. 10 years from now, you might become something that you're supposed to be, but it might take 10 years of trial, you know. And so that's
good,
so
Julian.
huge, bro. I love that.
That's awesome.
And I love hearing. I love reminiscing about Foursquare and just all those good times. I remember. I remember not the first time I met you, but there was a time where me, you, and Luke went into. I don't know if you remember this. Me, you, and Luke went into Heidi, our worship pastor's office, and we just sat on the floor playing our guitars, and we were trying to write a song. And I just remember that moment, just thinking like, I never wrote songs up until that point. And I remember sitting there with you guys, and you guys inspired me so much. And I was a college student.
Dude, that's what's up.
School, you know? And
that's what's up, man.
It was just so fun just doing that kind of stuff. And I'm just reminded of that. So thank you for bringing that back to my
mind. For life, bro. What a legend. What
so
a
fun,
great
bro.
person.
Hey, tell me about when you discovered, I want to know about your discovery of just your gift for music and how that came about, who invested time in you to help you and stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. I always loved like music, you know what I mean? And played in bands in high school and like Battle of Bands at Emerald Ridge, ERHS, Go Jags. And that like I really loved music then, and played in like emo music was really big in the early 2000s, and hardcore music or post-hardcore music or whatever was really like popular. And the Holy Spirit will totally inspire me more than those things, but like absolutely, you know. But anyways, I was really into like that in like as a high schooler, and then I had a youth pastor, Chad Beach, who was on staff at Puyallup Foursquare, and was like, hey man, have you ever thought about doing this stuff at church? And Chad used to like write a ton of songs and would write songs for like youth. So he used to lead worship and then preach, and he would do like a set of like mostly Chad songs, which was awesome, and they were kind of gospel and awesome. But anyways, I think I brought like my electric in and like played and with him one day, just jammed in his office, and like I said, I thought Chad was cool, you know, like I was 14, he was like probably 24 or something. I thought he was like really cool, and he had a car and he had an iPod. He had like the first iPod that looked like a pack of cigarettes, like the white one that was like big, like yeah, totally. And so I thought he was really cool, and so I thought, I don't know, like that was like a really cool time for me. And then like I said, like made friends that I know you brought up like Luke Brett Van Grohl, and I still love him to today, and was in my wedding, and just amazing guy. But like, you know, finding other guys that you have this kind of artistic shared energy with, you know, and like people that you really just love to kick it with too, and grab a burger with, or, you know, grab coffee with. And that was Luke. And so like, we really just started making music, you know, in our teenage years and stuff like that at the church, and it was just a ton of fun. So that's kind of how I think I got into worship. And I still only really do worship music. You know what I mean? I have respect for guys, like Jonas Myron or whoever, like can write for like, you know, Mariah Carey or like other stuff too besides worship. But I'm not really there yet, man. I just write worship music. So
I know I've tried to write a love song for my wife, and I suck. I'm literally the worst. And every time I can write a worship song, you know, right now in this moment, but when I'm like trying to write something that's not to Jesus, for some reason I can't do it. I get it.
Right.
That's so fun, bro. Tell me about your relationship with Jesus. I think that's the most important part of our creativity, because he's the number one creator, right? He created the heavens and the earth, and we. And the funny thing, I hate calling certain people creative, like creative people, but I'm like, we're all creative. Every single one of us are created to be creative in our own ways. And but what is your relationship with Jesus? What has that been like, and how has it impacted your journey to where you're at today?
Yeah. Man, like I said, I think I really fell in love like with music and God have kind of like always gone together for me, you know. And I had like my Italian great grandma like played organ in the Italian Pentecostal church in San Francisco, and so like even growing up, like I remember just being at her house and her having an organ and stuff like that. And her playing the organ and me hanging out and playing the organ with her and stuff like that. It was like a really cool, fond memory. But to me, like God, like my family always made it something for me to like figure out. You know what I mean? It was never like a forced, gross thing. It was just always like something my family loved, and they loved church and they loved like just the things of God. And so I really got to like take that on for myself. And I think in my teenage years, really did find that for myself, you know. But always loved the Lord, and always loved like talking with Him, like praying without ceasing, you know, and that being always a part of my life. And I always tell writers, like, you know, even like young writers or whatever, like, you know, the best hooks or the best choruses or the best whatever have always been found in those times of like just getting alone with my instrument and being with God. And I used to have a lot, maybe even a lot more of those, like before I like was married, or before I had a kid, or before I even had a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like when I got those things, it was like, whoa, like when am I gonna like, you know, spend time with like? But now it's like when I have those times, they're even more special, you know. And so yeah, dude, like that. I think music and God have always kind of had that, and God's just always been a great friend to me, and someone that God's always been approachable to me. And some people don't feel that, and I want people to feel that. You know what I mean? Like that makes me, as far as even like the evangelism side of myself or whatever. It's like I want people to know God the same way I do.
Yeah, that's so good, man. Yeah, that's the Bible talks about how it's in the secret place that he prepares you for what you're going to do, you know, and we need to have that secret place in our lives. And I get it, bro. Like I have a wife. We've been married. This is our 13-year anniversary, bro. It's crazy.
Come on, bro. Congrats.
That's awesome. 2 babies, one's 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a 7-year-old and we have a 8-month-old now. And
way to go, bro.
It's just so fun to see the journey with them and growing. But I know that for me, like my quiet time can be lost so easily. So I need to figure that out however I can, you know. And so that's what sustains us. You know, that's what gets us to continue to stay strong, to stay firm on our ground. Our devotions on Sunday morning were I don't know if you do the life journal still, but I still do the life journal. Yeah. But the devotions were just the armor of God, just a simple thing that I've learned when I was a kid, you know, but it was such a good reminder of knowing how to stand firm in Jesus, because when life hits us, when insecurity comes in, whenever we're going through whatever we're going through, because we all go through it, those are the things that keep us strong and sturdy, you know. And so that's encouraging, bro. I love that. Talk to me about your creative life and your personal life, because that's what kind of where we're at right now. But how do you balance still writing songs, loving your wife, playing with your kid, being a pastor to people? Like for me, there's so much going on. I just want to know, like, what do you do to balance your personal and your creative and your pastoral life? Right,
totally. I think, you know, I think our pastor talks a lot about like how it's not even necessarily a balance, you know, like as far as when it comes to personal life, it's like it has to, you know, it's like all that stuff has to come first, right? Like we have to like as far as like our wives and our kids, like that has to, it's like work can suck, like work can like be just a total bummer, but like who cares if I come home to my family and everything's all good? Like who cares about work or success or like money or like any of that stuff? You know, like it's like as long as family's good. And then like, yeah, dude, I think I saw Brooke Lizardwood Frazier do like this Instagram. Oh, there's my wife. Is on here. It's awesome. I saw her do this Instagram once, and it was like it was like a photo of a bench like on a cliff, and it was like gotta write. The caption read something like, "Gotta write where you're inspired. Love my job," or something like that. And I was like, man, that's so cool that that's so cool that you would take, time out of your day and value your calling and the stewardship of your calling so much to like take time and go somewhere cool to write a song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember seeing that and being like, I need to do that in my own life on a macro level, but also on a micro level of like, just carving like time into my schedule to create and figuring out when that is, you know what I mean? Is that late at night after my wife has gone to bed? Is that early morning before work? Is that after post lunch cup of coffee, after 2 cups of coffee, after 3? It's like figuring out whatever it is for any writer or whoever creative to go, when am I the most creative, and when on my schedule does it work the best? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know like Bethel does this thing called morning pages where they have this exercise where they write, like wake up right in the morning and they write and they journal and they do that like right to try to tap into some kind of like thing in your head, you know what I mean? Like, and I know Chris Martin like would like stays up for like 48 hours straight or something, like totally sleep deprived himself. And so I don't necessarily recommend that, but I am saying like whatever that is for, for you or for whoever that is writing, like just valuing your own creative gifts and stewarding that, I think is really important. So yeah, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that's huge. Absolutely. Making it a part of just your everyday life, who you are all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's huge.
Totally.
Do you like have a journal or anything that you keep with you and you just write things down often?
Totally. Always. Yeah. I probably have a couple. I probably have one in my guitar case and one in my backpack. But then obviously like notes, like the iPhones come to catch all of everything, and my iPhone as well. And then just writing even with other people, dude, I think is really, really huge. And that's something that's like made me, I think a lot better, is just being with people and getting with other people that like are better than myself, has really, really helped me. And yeah, dude, and figuring out like how people think about songs and like how they think about creativity and how they experience God, and drawing from that as inspiration.
Yeah, so fun. We have incredibly talented people in our church. We have Alex Damari, freaking nature.
I love Alex, man.
We have Zach Bates, another freaking nature. He's just grown up like crazy. But my favorite time of the year. Yeah, married now. It's crazy. My favorite time of the year is songwriters retreats, when we do those, go off, to some cabin somewhere or whatever, and we all bring our songs. And the best part about the whole thing isn't necessarily the songs we write there. It's more like the opportunity to have people listen and critique and help and rewrite your song that you wrote. And every single time it's like, wow, like my song was okay, but now it's great because of what you guys added to it. So that collaboration is so huge, man.
Right.
It's so important 100%. For you to bounce ideas off. One of my favorite songs I ever wrote, I sent to Luke. I sent to Luke. I just sent it to him text. I was like, "Hey, bro, can you help me write this?" And he made it so much better. And I was like, "Great, perfect."
I love that, man. I really think that like, well, one is you guys write great music at your church, bro. What a special place, and it's always been a house of worship. Motion Church has just always had such a special anointing for worship, and so I love that. And I tell like writers all the time, like the hardest. I'm 29. But I'm like the hardest, and I've probably been writing music, like trying to write music for the last 12 years. Like no matter, still the hardest thing is to show your song to somebody else. Like still that's like the hardest hurdle like ever, is to show my song to somebody else, and I feel like I've written a bunch of songs, I've written a bunch of bad ones, I've written a bunch like a handful of good ones, but it's like still the hardest thing is to show it to somebody else. And so that's like always that hurdle that I'm just trying to get guys to jump over. You know what I mean? Is that like, it's guys and gals in our church, like just really trying to get them to make that, just constantly showing just that verse idea, that melody idea, that completed song, whatever, like just getting it out there. And it still can be so hard to do.
So fun, bro. Yeah, it's been we started a new thing here, where we have a group of writers and we all write 2 songs a month.
Yeah.
And so we upload our 2 songs every month to Google Drive, and
It's awesome.
there's commentary that you can do on Google Drive. And so you upload it, you go through, you listen, and you write commentary on everybody's song, and just you bounce them off that way. That because we can't always meet together and have these songwriting sessions. You know, we all have our lives and doing stuff. So it's a great practice to just get people in your life and write with them, even though you're not with them all the time. You know, it's a great opportunity.
Brilliant. That's a great idea, dude.
Yeah, it works really well. It's been so fun. So by the time the next songwriters retreat comes, we're gonna we have what 10 people writing 2 songs a month. Imagine how many songs that is that we're gonna be able to just dissect and make a part of our church and what we do. You know,
I love that, bro. Way to go.
Speaking of songwriting, though, tell me about your songwriting process. Like Living with the Fire. Okay, let's talk about that because that's the song everybody knows. Where did that come from? Like, where did that inspiration come from? Is there a Bible verse? What is it that inspired you, and what does that process look like when you're writing the song?
Yeah, totally. I wrote that song with a guy named Bobby Walker, who's also from Motion Church in Puyallup, and
Freak of Nature too.
Yeah, unbelievable drummer, but then also worship leader, writer, and he's on staff as our MD at the church, which is awesome. Just, music director, and he's a beast. Anyways, he teaches music for like high school kids during the week too, which is pretty cool. But anyways, I mean, we wrote that song together just in my house, and it was really based off the idea of. I think if you ever experience God, like in a real sense, that's kind of all it takes to really change your life, or change the course of your life, or last you a lifetime of faith. You know what I mean? Like if you have one moment of like a real interaction with His presence, or like witness a miracle, or whatever it is, where you really feel like God intersects your reality. Yeah, that's something that can last you a lifetime of faith. And so we were kind of, thinking about, when Paul writes to Timothy and talking about fanning the gift of faith into flame, and like that one spark and what that spark can become. And that's something that we have to, either fan into flame or quench, you know what I mean? Like in our life and as our life goes on. And so that was kind of the idea of Living with the Fire was really writing out of that verse. And he talks about how, man, the gift of faith lived in your mother. Before that, it lived in your grandmother, Lois. Like, it's cool, like a really, really cool thought of, both Bobby and I have, like moms that love the Lord, you know what I mean? So like, it was cool to really think about that. And like, that's kind of where that song came from was that whole idea of, when we really experience God, how if you really have it, it can feel like a fire in you, you know what I mean? And like how that relates with people. And so yeah, man. So that's kind of where that song came from. And then Chris Kilala eventually got his hands on it and made a couple tweaks to it. And yeah, dude. So there's a version that our church does with lyrics are a little bit different. But it's great, and it's really, really worked for our church, and yeah, dude, that's kind of story behind that. But I think that like writing, as far as my process, like writing with other people is just a lot more fun. And I think because I think when I write myself, I get ideas, and then I can like just get lazy with them, like really just like, oh man, like here's this cool chorus, I don't know what I can do with it, like this is what it's been. Like I rarely finish things by myself, but when I'm with somebody and I'm like, okay, we've made a point to be here, we're away from work, or we're away from family, or we're away from whatever, it's like, let's finish the song, like let's get it done. Like, and so I think that helps me with writing with other people. It's like, okay, if we're here, let's make it great, and let's finish it. And so that's like that helped me with writing with other people.
That's awesome, man. Thank you. It's always, I feel like it's different for everybody. Sometimes you have a song that comes to your mind, and you're like, 10 minutes later, you have this great song. You know what I'm saying? Every great once in a while that happens. But I feel like most of the time, it's like just beating yourself in the head. Just, what is that next line? What am I trying to say? And obviously, when you're writing a worship song, especially, you want it to be, theologically sound. You want it to be right on point and not be something that's not true. You know, so there's a lot of that kind of stuff as well. So that's so fun, bro. Hey, if there's anybody online right now that's watching, if you have any questions at all that you want to ask Chase, whether it's creativity about his life, his wife is amazing, his kids are cool, whatever it is, but we'll give you an opportunity right now if you want to. If not, Chase, it's been amazing just having you on here, bro. I appreciate you.
Dude, thanks for thinking of me, man. I'm glad we could connect, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Way too long, and you guys are just totally crushing it. And it's been cool when you reached out about this to even just look at more at the worship and creative stuff and see everything you guys are doing. It's just such a cool outlet, man. You guys are crushing it.
Yeah, it's been an outlet. You know, it's funny. Not a lot of people know this, but 2015 started Worship and Creative. Had the whole idea ready to go, and my insecurity shut down and shut me down, and just completely was just like, I'm not good enough. What I'm going to do is not good enough. Nobody cares.
Right.
You know, but God, I was so inspired. I'll be honest. I was so inspired by Creative Church, which is on Instagram, Pro Church Media.
Cool.
And they were going in the same direction that I always felt like I wanted to, you know. And so we'll be a little bit different from what they're doing, but the same idea. And just so inspired by them. And so the fire was ignited inside of me again, you know, in 2018. So God's good, man. He's working. We're growing. People are emailing every day, you know, sending direct messages, just needing encouragement. So my job is to encourage the world, and creative pastors, to media directors, whatever they are, because it's such a struggle sometimes. You know, church can be one of those things that tears you apart, but it's meant to build you up, and it's meant to give you life. But we tend to take on the cares of this world. We tend to take on too much in the sense of we don't know how to be healthy, you know. So my goal is to help you be healthy, but I can't do it by myself. I need Chase Wagner to come in and help people be healthy, you know. So that's the purpose of getting on,
man.
But I appreciate you, bro. When I reached out, I was like, I know this guy will get on here with me. So we have incredible.
Give my love to.
Go ahead.
Give my love to Roger and Zach and Alex Damari and all the legends of Motion Church.
Yeah. Next time you're in town, make sure you come on by, bro.
Absolutely.
Let's get some hangs. Go get some lunch.
Please, let's do it. Frisco Free.
Let me know, though. You got my number.
Is Frisco Free still open? Is Frisco Free still open?
Yeah, of course it is.
What a legendary.
That place is legendary. It's the place. Okay, real quick question. What kind of coffee do you order?
I usually do a double short Americano. I usually do like an 8-ounce Americano black, man.
Black.
What about you?
Cold brew.
Oh,
black.
That is
black.
That's the black tar, cocaine, heroin of coffee. That will keep you up. Like I have to have done an all-nighter to have.
Yes. That's all I get. I don't get anything else.
You are
black, cold brew, nothing else in it. Every once in a
while,
you are seeking caffeine.
I shake every time I drink cold brew, dude. I get the shakes.
I love it. What's your favorite food?
Ooh, I'm on a Japanese food kick right now. Just like anything Japanese, where you have much better Asian food in the Pacific Northwest than we do here in the Southeast. But yeah, man, absolutely. Get some teriyaki for me, please. Like Pacific Northwest teriyaki is like something that doesn't exist outside of the Northwest.
It doesn't have teriyaki, right?
There's no teriyaki down here, man.
Did you go to Happy when you were out here?
Oh yeah, dude. I that Shia up on the Shia teriyaki. There's like a Mojo's or one like off on Canyon Road. There's a couple great ones.
I love it, bro. One last question.
Cool. Yeah.
Your go-to worship song right now. When you put your headphones in and you turn something on, what is it going to be?
Wow, that's a good question. Probably Whole Heart, man, by United.
Yeah.
Whole Heart's pretty unreal.
That's so
good. What about you?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now, it's one of our songs that Zach Bates wrote.
Awesome.
I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's brand new.
Is it out yet?
We just recorded it last Wednesday, so it's coming out in September.
Sweet. Okay, perfect. I can't wait to hear it.
So good.
I'm so good.
I can't even tell you the title of it. That's how new it is.
Awesome. I'm sure it's incredible.
That's awesome. Hey, appreciate you getting on here, bro. We love you.
Cool.
Worship and Creative is super appreciative of our community. We're going to go ahead and put this on YouTube and our website. Just a little bio and send people to you guys. If you're in the Florida area, Lakeland area, make sure you go check out GraceCity Church. It's such a great church, just family to us. And we just encourage you to be in church on the weekends, have a community, be in community groups, serve at a church. And if you're in that area, don't miss out on GraceCity. It's such a great spot. What are your locations? Where are they at?
Yeah, totally. We're downtown Lakeland, so we have our chapel campus on South Florida, and we do a 10:30 there, and then we do our 9:30, 11:15, and 6 o'clock at our new Lakeside campus off New Jersey Road. So come hang with us if you're in Lakeland, please.
Yes. So go hang with them. Also, make sure you get on iTunes, download their music. GraceCity worship is just absolutely, it'll change your life. Some of the old school SEU worship where Chase is leading that process too. Love that music. Make sure you download that stuff and get it on. Hey, Christina Gard, your senior pastor's on there. So it's good to see you. Pastor Christina Gard.
Yes. Happy Monday,
hey,
everybody.
Appreciate you coming out, bro. Cool. I'm going to go ahead and end this, but
awesome.
Had a great time with you. I appreciate you.
Good to see you,
I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, talk soon.
Bye.